At first, superposition can seem like a confusing concept. However, it simply represents a method for determining the total voltage or current supplied by multiple power sources in the one circuit. Imagine this glass represents one battery in a circuit. It is able to fill the empty glass a certain amount, meaning it can provide a certain amount of power. The second glass acts as a second power source, adding its own supply of power to the circuit. In reality, both of these power sources are active at the same time. The total water is equal to the sum of the water provided by each glass. This is exactly what superposition aims to explain. The effect of each power source in a circuit can be summed together to find the total effect on the circuit. Take this circuit for example. We want to find the current through R1. We can first begin by treating source 2 as a short circuit, and pretending that only source 1 is present. Realizing that R1 and R3 are in parallel, we can calculate the equivalent resistance in the circuit. Using Kirchhoff's voltage law, we can then solve for the voltage drop across R1. This equates to 5.7 volts. We can then use Ohm's law to find that the current through R1 is equal to 0.143 amps. Imagine this as the water supplied by the first glass. Now, we can do the same for source 2. Treating source 1 as a short circuit, we now find that R1 and R2 are in parallel. We can calculate the equivalent resistance and use KVL to find that the voltage drop across R1 is 4.6 volts. Just as before, we can now find the current through R1, which turns out to be 0.114 amps. This is the water supplied by the second glass. Superposition states that adding the voltage and current supplied by each of these power sources will give us the total voltage and current of R1. This is the same as pouring both glasses of water at once. In doing this, we find that the total voltage drop across R1 is equal to 10.3 volts, and the total current running through R1 is 0.257 amps. This demonstrates how evaluating each power source in isolation using superposition can help us to solve circuits.